George Gammon shared fantastic info on the dystopian future of America and how to prepare ourselves mentally so that we can create a better world. He talked about the IMF plan to replace gold, Bitcoin, dollar with the digital currency from central banks and how to adopt the right mindset so that we can create freedom and success in life. The Fed and the government are pushing for socialism in a very way. George said that they want more socialism, whether their intentions are good or bad. Socialism has been kind of a broken record. It just keeps coming back over and over again. Although every single time we have seen it tried, especially when the government owns the means of production, it's failed miserably. It's absolutely failed miserably. But yet we might want to do things that take up closer and closer to that end game. It's just kind of human nature. It's our maternal or paternal instincts that we want to take care of each other. But somehow we have this delusion that the best way to do that is through the state instead of at the individual level. So the point is with these CEOs, whether they are drinking the Kool-Aid because of just this delusion that we are susceptible to as human beings, or because again they see the World Economic Forum and the central planners and the global elites being in control of the world in the future and they want to get on their good side. George believes firmly in financial education. He says that you have to be able to educate yourself. You have to be able to solve problems. You have to be able to just be self-reliant. You have to take responsibility for your own actions. You can't rely on other people. You can't rely on the government. That's a road to nowhere. If you start waking up in the morning with the victim mentality that you don't have control over your financial future, that's in the hands of someone else. The only way you can get ahead in life is if you just have the right central planner. You have got to just really understand what the opportunities are and then take action. There's the neat thing about the world we live in today is that the barrier of entry to become successful is far lower than it ever has been with the internet. People have to do that whether they like it or not, whether it's fair or not. That's not the issue. The bottom line is if you want any type of financial freedom, you are going to have get out there and make it happen and try to figure out what need you can fill or what you enjoy to do. Just get out there and provide a service for the community, for the world around us. The great thing about what we are doing today is that there's no easier time to do it because of the resources that we have at our disposal online and to get our message out. One of the common threads between a lot of the most successful people is they seem to have that self-reliance attitude with finances. Let's forget about our current economy. Just go back to an economy with let's say 10 people and one guy is producing corn. The other guy is producing cows. The other person is producing wheat and maybe cotton. Then there are some other people to put these things together. The way that you are able to feed your family or put a roof over your head is by producing. You have to produce in order to consume. Just think, if you lived out in the middle of nowhere by yourself, you see one of these reality shows with the guys that lived up in Alaska and whatnot, and there's no one within 100 square miles of them. If they don't produce, they don't eat, they simply die literally. So that's the world we live in. You have to produce more than you consume. That's why self-reliance is so important, because at the end of the day, that's the only way that you can get ahead financially in a sustainable fashion. It's not the only way that you as an individual can get ahead in a sustainable fashion, but it's the only way that we as a society can get ahead in a sustainable fashion. We cannot print our way to prosperity. We can't just create more currency units and become wealthier. The problem with the mentality that people have around finance and economics is they associate a green piece of paper with purchasing power, and that's not really the truth. George adds up that we are on that path to Venezuela because the problem there is they build their economy around one thing, the production of oil. Not only that, but they built it around 100 a barrel of oil. Your economy is a one-trick pony. We are doing the exact same thing right now in the United States. Not to the extent, but that's the direction we are going. We are building our entire economy stimulus. So if we get to a point where that stimulus can't be undone, whether we get into a political gridlock or we get inflation, to where you just can't keep printing all these new currency units because it exacerbates the problem, then you have the entire system implode in on itself, and that's the path that we are going on. But if people would just take responsibility and produce more than they consume on the aggregate total, that would get us out of this economic malaise we are in right now. And then, of course, the government would have to get out of the way as well. What should happen is the government should give us the information and they should let the individual decide what they want to do. Does the individual want to lock themselves in their house? If so, fine, go ahead and do it. If they don't, then that's their choice. If the individual wants to wear a mask, if they want to shut down their business, that's fine, that's their choice. But it should be left to the individual. If you get the government involved, they are going to cross that line and you are going to give them powers that you are never ever going to get back. They are never going to release that power, and that's what's going on right now. So whatever happens with this pandemic, we are going to exacerbate the problem long term if we use central planning to try to solve this. And guys, now I would like to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, convert that like button into blue. Subscribe to our channel for more such amazing information. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, have fun.